Hello guys, welcome back for some more epic Clash Royale gaming. In this video I'm going to show you how to level up as a free-to-play and hopefully hit Ultimate Champion and 9k at some point. In this video I'll teach you what the best decks are, how to progress fast, and just some gameplay tips and how to enjoy your time playing Clash Royale. My first recommendation into learning how to get 9k trophies and Ultimate Champion is picking a deck. Now, these decks I'm going to show you are going to be good because they've been around for a very long time, and we know that they can easily get you to 9k, and sometimes they can even get you up to high ladder, even though hitting high ladder can be hard when you're not just using some broken meta deck. But here's my 3 recommendations. Now, my first recommendation is this logbait deck that is shown on screen. Now, if I had to recommend some evolutions for this deck, I would definitely say Evolution Goblin Barrel is the main one, and Evolution Valkyrie is also good. But this deck really does do well against mid-ladder players because it has Valkyrie and lots of splash damage dealing units. It also has Inferno Tower and Rocket, which are good to counter Mega Knights and balloons and things. Awesome deck to pick. The only problem with this deck is that it's rumored that these players don't really have a loving family. Now, my next deck pick is Hog Cycle. This deck is always really good. I like this version of the 2.6 cycle a bit more. It just feels a bit stronger. It's also a bit more annoying to play against. So yeah, the main evolution I would recommend here is Evolution Firecracker. Awesome card. Does super well. It's really annoying. I hate it the most. It's my least favorite card in the game. Evolution Knight is also nice if you can get that on the side, but if you can't, don't worry. I feel like this deck is strong without it even. And my third recommendation is this P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. Now, this deck is so annoying to play against. It's also super easy to learn, and it's been around for so long. So it's always a good deck. If I had to recommend an evolution here, I would definitely go Evolution P.E.K.K.A. first. I actually like Evolution Zap as well, so if you can get that, that's obviously a nice bonus. Another good way to progress is by using the Season Shop. So obviously there's a lot of good items in here, especially if it's in your deck. Definitely would recommend getting the book and the Evo Wild Shard every single season if you can. Now, obviously the way you can get season tokens is from the 3 Pass Royale, or I guess paid, but this is a 3 to play video. You can do the daily battles, where you can do these battles or whatnot, but I think if you're good enough, or if you just play when the events are happening, there's usually these events like the Hunter Evolution Draft, and it becomes here and it gives you a ton of season tokens, and you'll probably have more than enough if you just do all of these throughout the season. It's also a lot more fun just doing the challenges and winning banners, and that's how I'd recommend spending season tokens. Another good way to make progression if you're good at the game is that you can use these grand challenges and these mega draft tournaments, and they give you a book if you win. Obviously I'm not good enough. I haven't even won the book on my main account. I find these classic challenges pretty hard, but obviously they're good for books. That helps you level up a card. It's awesome. I'm just not good enough at the game, so if you are, that's always a good way to get some more 3 levels. Another way you can progress, I guess, is by doing these war battles. They're good for gold, so if you're low on gold, they're good. I'd usually just recommend playing rank ladder for gold. If you have the time on your hands, I'd definitely say war is good. Obviously, clanmates do want to do war as well, so you're helping your clan, not just yourself, but personally, I don't do them myself. And I just think war is quite an overrated way to progress because you don't really get any cards. You get some gold, but you know, you want to save your time. We're trying to get efficiency here. It's really unenjoyable as well. Like, these are such a waste of time to play anyway. I don't know why they're in the game. So, you know, this is up to you if you want to play wars. Alright guys, I'm just going to show you some gameplay in the background of me playing Logbait. I'm a little bit underleveled and don't really have an evolution, but it's fine because this is what Challenger 2. This is nowhere near Ultimate Champion. This is just some... And I'm also on computer when I'm doing this, so I don't normally really know how to play on this, but
I'm just going to quickly run over some tips that I would give into, you know, how to play or like a playstyle, and just to get into the right mindset to hit Ultimate Champion, because I feel like sort of the psychological and mental thinking of this game matters a lot. I mean, obviously everyone kind of gets angry and tilts a lot in this game, so I'm just going to give you what's worked for me. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is when you play this, a lot of these players, they really don't play well at the game unless they're like a top ladder player already. So my advice is that you play patient, let them attack you. Obviously half the time you can get a massive counter push off them, and that can just win you the game instantly. So when there's players that are just making mistakes all the time, you might as well just, you know, wait, and then wait for your time to go. There's always going to be a mistake, and there's always going to be a time to attack in these games, and a lot of the time you can let them run into double elixir. Now, my second tip into sort of the gameplay of hitting Ultimate Champion. Now, obviously I'm not an expert, I've hit Ultimate Champion myself, and I'm at 9k trophies, but if you want pro gameplay, obviously you can look at other pro players who are far better than me, but I'm just going to tell you what's worked for me. So, obviously, I think learning basic gameplay is quite a key component. When I say core, I mean more like core placements you want to know, because half the time it's really, you need to know how to get sort of the best value out of your cards. So when I say learn placements, I'm just thinking get good placement. Now, my final tip is that I feel like you always, especially this applies to me, but you always play a lot worse when you're really unhappy, or not unhappy, but if you've been losing games and it really gets into your head. So I always like to do a, you know, if play until I lose, or play until I lose 2 or whatever, and it really just sort of helps me. So I'm always kind of thinking positively, and I can use my brain, because when you get tilted, it's hard to really keep focused and it's hard to play. So those are sort of my tips on gameplay. Obviously, if you want to have good gameplay, watch someone who's good at the game, but that's just sort of my general advice.